Anyone from Embu? His Excellency Dr. Chilayako, anyone from Migori? Dr. Irungu Kangata? I know. Community.
And we consolidated the index. Kwale is number 1 in coast, tying with Taita Taveta at 46. And then Kilifi and Mombasa are number 3 with 45% respectively. We can clap for them. Northeastern, we have Garissa at 42, Mandera and Wajir at 38 respectively. In Eastern, Tharaka Nithi is the top performer, tying with Makueni at 48. And then we have Embu at 46. In Central, we have the top county as Murang'a. Number 2 is Kiambu with 52. Number 3 is Nyeri. In Rift Valley, it's Trans Nzoia with 50. And then there's a tie between Elgeyo Marakwet and Uasin Gishu. And then in Western, the top performing county is Bungoma. And Kakamega and Vihiga tied number 2 with 43% respectively. In Nyanza, the top performing county is Homa Bay, tying with Kisii at 49, and then we have Kisumu at 47. Then we now share the top governors. Is that the next slide? See, now we've seen how the county governments are run by the leadership, some of whom are seated here, the esteemed governors seated here. In 2015, those were the top governors. We had Lusaka, Honorable His Excellency Lusaka, 61. Then we had Moses Akaranga, and if you remember, the index for Western was also very high. Do you recall? Mm-hmm. So maybe there's an intersection between leadership and how the county performs. Number 3 was, or number 1 tie there was Dr. Alfred Mutua. Then in 2020, we had Wycliffe Oparanya, number 1. Number 2 was Salim Vuria. Number 2 was a tie between Vuria and Kivuta Kibwana. Then we had West Pokot, Lonyangapo, Professor. Then Mandago was also number 4. Then Professor Nyongo was number 4. Then we had Bungoma, Machakos, then Alfred Mutua, Elgeyo Marakwet, Nakericho, they were there. We had a lot of professors here, my doctors, and then we also had Dr. Mudomi Njuki. Sasa sijui whether education is a function of good performance. That is a question that you can pose it. I don't know. But we see the top there in 2020. Were you there in 2023? Sasa now it's re-election time. Sindio? So in 2023, we had Uasin Gishu and Elgeyo Marakwet. That's Jonathan B. and Wesley Rotich. Then we had number 3 was Honorable George Natembeya, His Excellency, your His Excellency, and Her Excellency, John Natembeya. Then number 4, we had Dr. Eric Kipkoech Mutai. Number 5, ilikuwa ni Stephen Sang. Alafu Professor Hilary Bachok, West Pokot Simon Kachapin, Matutams wamejamba. 2 terms. But we also see 1 term. We see Dr. Edward Mutai. I don't know which term you are, Daktari. Embu, we have Cecily Barire. Then we also had in the top, we have His Excellency Gladys Atieno Nyasuna Wanga. You see how Kevin has put all your names, he's giving you a prop. We have Dr. Irungu Kangata. We have Honorable Paul Simbarati, Susan Kihika, and we also had Anne Waiguru and Benjamin Cheboi and Cecily Barire. A lot of, do you see something that I am seeing? Women-led counties are represented. Then we look at 2024, we move, Dr. Kang'ata akasema hapana, mimi number 13 staki. Akajump, is now number 1 in 2024. And there was a lady also just smelling. We see Gladys there, number 2 with 51, and then Trans Nzoia was number 3, tying with Kirinyaga and Waiguru at number 3. Then Dr. Mutai Kahiga was number 5, with tying with Paul Arati, Simba Arati, and Professor Nyong'o. Then number 8, we had a tie between Jonathan B, Wesley Rotich, Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Kenneth Lusaka, and Dr. Paul Kimani Wamatana. Alafu, number 13, we had Honorable His Excellency Isa Abdallah Timami of Lamu, and His Excellency Gideon Mung'aro. That is what we had as top. Now, see, we've shown you top 25 counties everywhere. And how many women-led counties do we have? How many? There are 6. So you know there are 6. There were 7, but now there are 6. How many of these women-led counties are in the top 25? Huh? This is now. This is today. I've left that thing of that. Top 25 women-led counties. Where are you? There. No wonder you were confused. When you needed leakage. How many of there are 6 women-led counties. How many of them are in the top 25? All of them. A casual causal would reflect a very casual one. Those of you have seen many doctors, doctor here. So that causal, can we say that perhaps we can infer, could we infer that women may make for good administrators? Yes. I don't know. Huh? Women. The numbers are here. Number 4, overall, number 13, number 13, number 13, number 23, number 23. Hawataki kujua. Well done. For those who have had experience, sometimes it is said that if you're a 2-term, unatoka. Hauna time, umeboeka, unaangalia cabinet, tumeona some of your colleagues, over cabinet, national government, Governor Mutoki, you said they are 48, but they're 47 matter, but many of you are eyeing that 48th one. So, are the second-term governors working? Are you people working? It seems you're not joking. Because the second-term governors, pretty much all are in the top 25. Might it also say something about experience? Yeah. Being a good teacher? But it doesn't mean that you are now lethargic. We are also seeing that repeat governors, those who came, left and came back, are also in the top 25. It's still experience. We have Lamu here, and we also have Bungoma. We also have the issue of frontier counties, and we have We've always been told that frontier counties have experienced so much, there's marginalization, it is difficult to get things done, but successively we have seen specific counties appear in the top 25. In particular, in this year, 2026, and you'll see it in the report, that there are counties that have appeared in the top 25 before. We see Samburu and West Pokot in our top 25 index. Can we clap for them? So now we can quickly see other functions that I think Governor Mudomi had mentioned, very important to devolution. One of them is public participation. How would you rate your county government in making it difficult, not at giving you access, making it difficult for people to access hard drugs and pornography? I don't know, Governor, what is hard drugs? So alcohol is chana? Hiyo ni sawa. Hiyo ni sawa. Okay. And pornography. So here, Gladys, you don't want your people watching pornography and you don't want them taking hard drugs. Your rating was very high. Number 2 with 46, only by Elgeyo Marakwet. You tied with Kisii. Alafu there was number 4, Garissa, Makueni, na Tharaka Nithi. Mudomi, you also don't want those things in your county. Wacha niangalie kama wengine wako hapa. Nyeri sikuoni, lakini najua you're fighting it. Lamu, I know you're fighting it. But we also have Trans Nzoia, we have Embu, Uasin Gishu, Bomet, Kiambu, Kwale, Migori, Narok, Wajir, all in the top 25, alongside Baringo, Bungoma, Kitui, Machakos, and Samburu. We've looked at how you have performed as this is where the sample was very big, because we boosted that sample to ensure that we could do it up till the ward level for MCAs. Although the MCA samples were kidogo small, so we didn't rate them as individual MCAs as such. But that's what made it possible for us to do it for the members of parliament. And what are the factors that people consider when rating you as a leader? Your delivery on campaign promises is number 1. Your transparency and accountability is number 2 at 35%. Your initiation of development projects is number 3, tying with influence of allocation and use of funds, whether it is CDF or county funds. It doesn't matter how you're dealing with funds. Are you accessible? Ama unaweka ile thing that Governor was saying, the Niger governors use. And then how do you compare in terms of performance with past leaders? That brings us to the top 5 things that they think of. However, they also think of, how you're portrayed in the media. So communication is very important, and your visibility. Are you communicating with them? Do they know what you're doing? And also, how do you engage in public fora and town halls with your constituents? That is the public participation. The top performing governors as individuals are there. They are there. There, move with me. Yeah. So we have number 1 at 80%. That is the score you were given on a scale of 1 to 10. How would you rate the performance therefore? After you've told us the factors that are important, how would you rate the performance of your governor? And Murang'a was given a score of 8 out of 10. So 80%. That was followed by Trans Nzoia. The county residents gave him a score of 7.6 out of 10, which is 76. Kiambu, Honorable Wamatangi, was given a score of 71. And then number 4, Honorable Gladys Wanga, was given a score of 66 by her residents, making her a 4th and the only woman in the top 10. And then we have Makueni, Mutula Kilonzo was also number 4. And then we have number 6, we have Wesley Rotich, Honorable Anyang Nyong'o, and West Pokot Governor Simon Kachapin. Then number 9 is Honorable Simba Rati of Kisii, Samburu Governor Jonathan Lelit. Those were rated as, having 63% in terms of their own individual performance. You can see that these performance indices are much higher than what we have seen for counties. Then number 12, we have Honorable Muteki Njuki with 60. We have Narok, Honorable Patrick Ntutu. And then number 13, we have Anne Waiguru with 58. Taita Taveta Governor is number 14. Then we also have Kitui at number 15, John Julius Malombe with 56. Mohammed Aidan Khalif of Mandera with 56. Honorable Dr. Mutai Kahiga with 56 from Nyeri. Uasin Gishu, Honorable Jonathan B is number 15 as well. And then we have number 19. There was a tie between Cecily Mbarire of Embu, Kilifi Governor Gideon Mungaru, Ochilo Ayako of Migori, Turkana Governor Jeremiah Lomurukai, and Wajir Governor Honorable Ahmed Abdullahi. They tied at number 19 with 55, as was given by the county residents. Number 24 is Honorable Abdul Samad Nasir of Mombasa, Machakos is Ovinya Ndeti, and Garissa's Nadif Jama. Those were the top 25 governors in this particular year, as rated by the county governments. I think we can give them a I think I will now move to the final slide that I have, and that is the best performing MCAs consolidated. Because remember, I said the samples were kidogo small, so we had to consolidate their performance to give you an indication, so you can see whether your county MCAs are here. It is not the county assembly as is put there. I'd ask Kevin to change that. The question is consolidating the county MCAs consolidated, not the assembly. So the top, and so if we look at all the county MCAs in Elgeyo Marakwet, their mean rating came as the highest at 52, followed by Makueni, which tied with Baringo at 51, and Murang'a. And then Embu was number 5 with Nyandarua at 50. And we have Uasin Gishu, we have Kisii and Nandi and Kitui at number 7 with 49%. And finally, we had West Pokot and Turkana tying at number 11 with 48%. I don't know whether your MCAs are here, but this is their rating. So it can be yes, it can be no. That, ladies and gentlemen, brings me to the end of this presentation. I hope that it has been insightful. Jovin, if you give me one of those booklets, I just will talk about the top 10 findings. Just this booklet here. We are going to give you this book so that in many of the functions, including health, just consolidating that just because it is a frontier county does not mean it does not perform. Leadership and institutional performance are closely related but not identical. All these governors here have different leadership styles.
Summarize my comments as follows to you, great Kenyans. Number 1 is to bring greetings from my family and Kenyans, and of course Nairobians, where you are currently located. And then of course to thank Infotrak, led by Angela, for organizing this event. Now there's something that Governor Njuki said that caught my attention, that what is important in service delivery is ensuring that your citizens or residents are happy. The happy index should be the measure of your success. So if your residents are not happy, then you're not doing well, because residents don't eat buildings, residents don't eat roads, residents should be happy. That is a confirmation that you're doing well. There's also something that was mentioned here that I thought caught my eye, again by Governor Njuki and Angela, they try to draw a similarity between Kenya and Nigeria. And I think I'm not far from the truth, but there's one area we can compete with Nigeria is corruption. I think that is something that we probably skipped or avoided talking about. Now, performance is about reward, and I'm happy that that is what we are doing. We're appreciating those who are here today. But again, those who fail should be sanctioned, because you can't just reward and fail to sanction those who have not done well. When you look at the results that have been read out today, our performance at the counties range between 40 and 60%. So whether that can take this great nation to Singapore, I leave it to you. In my own estimation, a performance of between 40 and 60% can only lead you to Singapore. And since you Kenyans are not Singaporeans, you know what to do next year. Now, in my closing remarks, Kenya has a shared vision 2030. There's an attempt, of course, to roll out the next cycle of vision 2060, which is perfectly in order. But as that is being done, for this country to move forward, the vision must be shared. The counties must draw from the national vision. You cannot keep on introducing different visions. You come in as a leader to implement the vision that has been crafted and agreed by the Kenyan people. That will ensure whether you are one-term governor or two-term governor. But I must say, whether you are one-term governor or two-term governor, what is important is that you'll be returned to society where you belong. You'll be met by Kenyans who you've served. Your family will be waiting for you. Your wife will be waiting for you. Your children will be waiting for you. Governor Tim is here. Governor Njuki is here. Governor Kaiga is here. Your grandchildren will be waiting for you. So if you've done well, they receive you very well. If you've done poorly and you've stolen public funds, they will not receive you kindly. In closing, let me say this. We are 1 year to elections. 1 year, I think, and 3 days to elections. Kenyans, be on the lookout. Elect leaders who will utilize your resources, hard-earned resources, prudently. Avoid leaders who have a bad track record, who have misused public funds, who are known to be corrupt. And I can assure you, let me assure you, as I stand here, and you know where I belong, we are ready. And the welcome, as we take over the new government, will be to transfer those people who have stolen public resources to Committee Express maximum. And for the ladies, if there are some who are here and outside there who have served public and they have failed to utilize public resources prudently, you will be boarding Langata Express. Having said that, Your Excellencies, I thank you, and I end with this remark. Politicians and diapers must be changed often. And for the same reason, that is a quotation by Mike Twain. But let me say that I have spoken, and I'm quoting I am ending. I have said, and I want to quote my late father-in-law, and may God rest his soul in eternal peace, Honorable Elijah Wasike Banga, who said, I have spoken. And even if you have not heard, I have spoken. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable. May I welcome Madam Judy.
Excellency Governors present, our MCAs who are here, my colleagues, development partners, the council, and I'm alumni of the Council of Governors, proudly. I worked with the governor first time, and now he's second term. So good to have you here. And of course, members of the fourth estate, my colleagues from GIZ, and all others present. I think for me, two things stand out. But maybe before I say that, or I speak to the two issues, quite exciting to be here, Angela. Thank you. Because I have walked the journey since the local authorities. When we're talking about the councils, the local councils. And of course, at the inception of devolution, I was lucky to join the Council of Governors as a director of programs. So the strengthening and the institutional memories and establishment of the council, especially on programming, we did that together with especially the first round of governance. I have gone the full circle because I think after that, of course, with a very short stint in Liberia, West Africa, supporting Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's the Central Nigerian Program, and then coming back at the County Assembly's Forum as a CEO, and now back as the partner co-chair together with UNDP. I must say, this is a worthy cause that you are running. Although this is my first attending this one. So, to my 2 points, one, I think, Excellency the Governor Mudombi mentioned here, when you speak about devolved functions, I think we need to relook at that because we still have so many that have been devolved but just on paper. So practically, we still have a small gap to complete, and maybe that is something you could try to infuse in the next report or in the next cycle. Number two, about service delivery, and you spoke about this being measured, and who are the ones who measure this? It is those who actually benefit from the services. And they normally say what is measured is not. Here I would like to say what is not measured is then not what paid. So let's allow and continuously encourage citizens to continuously give us this feedback. GIZ runs the Strengthening Good Governance Program, where I'm the team leader, and I have my colleagues also sitting here. And I know one of the components that we are supporting, State Department of Devolution, is actually undertaking a citizens' perception survey. And I think for us, we would like to see to it that we partner or we bring it together so that we can have something even more solid as we provide this kind of support. But also, we would like to look out for you, and I think you have mentioned that more than twice here, so that we can be able to partner and see how do we co-create the next perception, the perception survey. So we are looking forward to having Infotrak report so that we can see what else do we need to do. We did not see so much spoken about, I don't know how we can couch that. The role of the civil society organizations, but also the role of the intergovernmental relations technical committee, especially in ensuring that all the arms of government, the national and the counties work together. But also from there, how do you bring on board issues to do with the contributions to the work that the county governments are doing, especially through strengthening and empowering the citizens to be able to make us as duty bearers to account. Apart from that, I think I would like to say thank you for the invitation. GIZ, the chairmans, co-chair the Devolution Donor Working Group. We support 15 counties, and of course about 19 national partners in strengthening good governance in Kenya. We are hoping that we'll be able to expand to all the other counties in due course. But if we have COG in place, I am sure we can also be able to disseminate and duplicate some of the good work we have seen happening in the 15 counties that we're working in. Thank you very much, and see you next time.
Thank you very much.
We have to be honest with ourselves. We're moving we're moving below par. So even as we look at who is perceived to be particularly good and who is perceived to perform particularly well, we have to remember we are way below par in our performance on devolution. And there are many reasons for this. Despite the support of the people, and you've heard the numbers of what people were saying, the difference that devolution made to their lives. Yeah, you all heard it in terms of all the different services which should be provided by the devolved governments. Despite people having noticed a huge difference in their lives and many having noticed a positive difference, we still have a long way to go. We know that the counties are not getting the amount of money that they should be getting. We know that the national government has been reluctant to unleash the hold that it has on national power and national resources, despite the stated wishes of the Kenyan people, that they want government to come closer to them. The national government has persisted in its habit of dominance and autocracy. And this is something that we see that young people are rejecting. When we talk about Gen Z, some of the things they reject is this blatant misuse of power. So apart from the national government, and the National Treasury should be named there as a major sinner, not wanting to let go of the reins of power to the counties. We still have functions which, as was mentioned just by the previous speaker, we have functions that only exist on paper, which are only being exercised on paper by the devolved governments. We even have some very obscure offices which still exist at the national government level, and they're staffed and they have an establishment, even though those their functions have been devolved. So the counties have been disadvantaged, but despite all this, what have you done with the money that you have gotten? What have you done with the money that you have raised? Have you prioritized the needs of the people? And we do know that if we look at the current spending as opposed to development funding, we're at about 80-20. Yeah, this was, my figures go back to the 23-24 financial year. They may not be current, but I would be very surprised if they were better. Those are approximate measures. So you're spending, and let it be noted, we're not saying you shouldn't be spending on recurrent expenditure. If you're paying for nursery school teachers, nurses, if you're paying to improve the lives of people directly, fine, we have no problem with that. But what are you doing with that money? We did a study which is unpublished, but looking at what is actually being spent on in terms of development funding. Let us first say that recurrent spending performs at around 90%. Yeah, you have to pay salaries, that's clear. And development is about 56 or so percent, or was in the 23-24 financial year. And around that time, around 80 billion shillings, which should have been spent, weren't spent. That's money that went missing from people's well-being. So inefficiency, even apart from the blatant corruption that was devolved, that's the one thing that was successfully solved, devolved, was corruption from the national level to the county level. Even despite corruption, etc., inefficiency, the recurrent budget is performing at is being spent, and development spending is really way below par. And if we look at what governors are prioritizing, we often see the well-being of officials being prioritized at the expense of the well-being of the ordinary citizen. We look at spending, I won't name particular counties because I think this is a generalized sort of thing. Counties 23 in year 23-24 spent a lot on, let's say, houses. New buildings, new houses for governors, deputy governors, speakers. One county even afforded its MCAs a wellness center, which is nice. I think the people of Kenya would like wellness centers too. So I think if we look at, and if we look at how much of your own source revenue was spent on some of these projects, we're looking at figures like 18%, 19%, 16%. The money that you collected from your people, you tax them. And you want people to be compliant with taxes, but you cannot expect them to be compliant with taxes if you're not leading with good examples and saying, yes, we charged you for this or that service, but this is the benefit that you're going to have. I don't think there are many Kenyans who object to taxes as a fact. What we want is something in return for our taxes. So I think, while congratulating those who have received positive feedback from their residents, I think we have to admit that as a country we have a long, long way to go, and we're not moving in the right direction. So even as we take this survey as a source of good and solid information, let's remember we can do a whole lot better than this. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The House, if they are not there, will pass. Wasingishu, Kiambu, please. Let me welcome LGR, Mr. James, to give these awards. Please, James, come and give the awards for agriculture functions. Please, in that order, Murang'a, prepare, then Trans Nzoia. Give the certificate. I don't know whether this podium should be down. Yes. Please, a round of applause for Murang'a being second in agriculture. Number one is Trans Nzoia. We'll move a little bit faster. Please clap for Trans Nzoia being position 1 in agriculture.
So start by giving her the certificate, then the trophy. That's the certificate.
Okay. And that's the trophy. For Trans Nzoia being number 1.
So the number 1 is not easy to get.
I'll call Rachel McKenna of ECD Network, if you are around, or a representative from ECD Network to give the awards for health. Thank you. That is Murang'a receiving. West Pokot. That's Kiambu. West Pokot. The governor is here. Karibu, Excellency, to receive on behalf of your county. Elgeyo Marakwet, if in town, if they're not there, please, Murang'a, kindly receive for health. Next function, please clap for number 1. Next function, education. Taita Taveta, if they're in town. Elgeyo Marakwet. Trans Nzoia. Trans Nzoia is there. Murang'a, get ready. Then Kiambu, number 1. If Mr. James of KEPSA is around, please, could you get ready to give? That's Kiambu. This is Murang'a. So please, they're giving you the right certificate. Please leave for, this is number 1, Murang'a.
No,
Kiambu is number 1. Oh, it's a tie.
it's a tie.
It's a tie. We are just correct, please. It's a tie. Okay. James, if you're still in the house, 6 is left. Roads and transport. Engineer Kelly Orege, could you kindly, that is your docket. So we have Mombasa County. I think we need to now move close. You are Murang'a. Yes, the next is Kiambu. They are position 2 in roads. Then position 1, Murang'a. Majority leader, today number 1. Energy and request Rosemary of COG. Please come. That's number 1 on roads. So engineer, you still can stay. Energy is tied to roads. This award Trans Nzoia. Then Kirinyaga, I saw the DG was around. Kirinyaga, have they left? Mombasa, please come. And Nyeri, His Excellency is around, unless he has a designated person to collect. Tarakanini is around, so they are position 5 on trade and tourism. Another the governor's designated. Sana, please let's clap for the awardees. So next year we clap for your county. Get ready, your position 2 time with Kisi. Kisi is not around. Then Murang'a, Yonam lands. So we have Trans Nzoia and Tarakanini. Kajiado, if you are around, okay. Makueni, I saw Makueni you are around. Okay, that is Kajiado. Next is Kiambu. Kiambu. Nilisema mtasimama tu hapa. Kenya is the next function. Please clap for Murang'a being number 1 in that function. Environment, Raphael still staying. Tarakanini, get ready, please. Position 5, tied with Kwale, Kiambu. Kisumu, there's a representative, Homa Bay, not in town. Murang'a, number 1. The next function, Marion or Martin from the intergovernment, if you're around. The intergovernment relation of the left, so Raphael, just hold brief. Murang'a, please get ready.
Unabehave kama ametafuta. Ufanye mistake hapa.
Another word on planning.
Hiyo mistake
Please
yote
give me
ufanye.
the role for planning. Planning. Elgeyo Marakwet, Trans Nzoia, Homa Bay, Makueni, Kiambu, Murang'a, in that order. Please, James, come up. You can see the ground details. Makueni, Kiambu, and Murang'a, in that order. Homa Bay. Mr. More, you can give some awards, please. The next lot, South Consulting. Mr. Tom from ACT, please come and award for us the top 5 counties on public participation. Asante sana. Murang'a. Hizi zote ni za Murang'a.
Bro,
So many.
slave flash. Inatusumbua. Tunatumia flash kufanya foto zetu.
Next lot.
Atoe hiyo slave.
Managing public funds.
Mingi sana.
So we have Makueni, Homa. That's Trans Nzoia. Kiambu, get ready. Then Murang'a come for another trophy.
Acha tuende.
Kiambu is position 3.
Hao ndio wamebeba sote. Hao ndio walikuwa na shirikisho.
Making use of technology, we have Trans Nzoia, Kisumu, Kisii. Trans Nzoia is present, Kiambu and Murang'a in that order.
Hizi ni box mingi sana. Hizi ni torofa.
Kiambu. Kiambu. Then we are bringing services closer to the people. We have Makueni, Homa Bay, Kisumu, Trans Nzoia, Murang'a, and Kiambu. Bringing services closer to the people.
Turudi pande hii.
Homa Bay, position 5. Tony, take a
Hiyo ingine hapa.
Trans Nzoia. Trans Nzoia and Murang'a, get ready. Trans Nzoia. Then Kiambu, come for your trophy.
Kisha best governor. Best governor bado si yeye.
Overall counties, position 5. Makueni, so we have Narok, is left. Migori County, position 23. Lamu County, position 23. The governor is around. Lamu County. Samburu County, Lamu, then Samburu County, position 19. Samburu County, Mombasa County, get ready, you're around.
Sorry.
Bungoma County, Kilifi County, representative Kilifi yuko. Sawa. Taita Taveta County, Taita Taveta, Kwale County, position 13. Embu County, West Pokot, position 13 overall. Nandi County, position 13. Kirinyaga County, Kericho County, the governor is here, position 10. Nationwide. Nyeri County, the governor was here, position 10 nationwide. I think the governor has left. Kisumu County, position 9. Next lot. Tharaka Nithi County, Makueni County, Kisii County, Uasin County, position 4. Elgeyo Marakwet, Homa Bay County, position 4. So position 3 is Trans Nzoia. Get ready. Trans Nzoia. Here, Angela. Then Kiambu, get ready. Your position 2 overall. And of course, the overall winner, Murang'a County, get ready. The governor will take that. Please clap for number 1 overall county. Number 1 out of 47 counties. The governor has an injury, so just watch pole. That's number 1. Governor will allow you to come back and make a few remarks once you've gotten the other award. So overall governance, then Excellency Jeremiah Lomorkurai, that's Turkana. Gideon Mungaro, Excellency. Anyone from Embu? His Excellency Dr. Chilayako, anyone from Migori too? He was here. Simbarati, Dr. Ivan Stangata, the overall best governor. Please, a round of applause for number 1, 2, 3. So, the top-ranking governor, Dr. Irungu Kang'ata. Thank you. And we allow you, Governor, to make your remarks now.
First is to thank the Infotrak, also my fellow governors. Murang'a does not believe in competition because there's nothing. Murang'a does not believe in competition. We believe each county has something to contribute. Some of these ideas that we have done in Murang'a, we took them from some other counties. For instance, I do know my colleague governor from Mandera is educating all children for free using county money. If you look at this program, as a program called Smart City, where we put tarmac and cabros, it's not an original idea of Murang'a. We took that idea when I was in Senate, and I went to Kakamega, and I saw that indeed counties can be able to do tarmac. Because for the longest period, I've always thought only national government could do tarmac because of the cost. But when I visited the then governor of Kakamega, Murang'a, I realized counties can also do tarmac at a lower cost, hence Murang'a Smart City program. Same with this idea of Murang'a Youth Service, where we give vocational training to young people, and then we pay them some money to do training to our town. It's an idea we borrowed from reading history about America in 1930s, when there was a huge economic depression during the time of President Roosevelt. I also know each governor who is here and those who are not here, they are doing a good job. I visited some of these counties, and therefore I really want to say that whatever we have been vetted has nothing to do with Murang'a being anything superior. just an attempt to push Murang'a forward. The second point is that our strategy to move Murang'a ahead aims to ensure each household benefits out of our interventions. So for instance, in one household, of course, we're not 100% that we have reached all households, but we have made a small attempt towards that. So meaning, if one household is receiving, let's say, the card for going to the hospital, so-called Kanata care, the other one benefits from a child being educated by the county in our day schools called Inua. If you're not getting that, you get certified fertilizer to improve on maize productivity. If you're not benefiting that, most likely you are benefiting from the Smart City program where we put tarmac and cabros in our urban markets. If you're not benefiting that, most likely you are benefiting from the milk and mango subsidy program, and so forth and so forth. Or your child is being educated at a Murang'a Youth Service. Finally, we believe whatever has been happening here, the ranking, has nothing to do with one chances of re-election. I say so because I have seen some governors in the year 2017 who are rated among the best, and then immediately they went and lost the election. I've seen also in 2022, another governor whom I not mention was also rated highly. No, in fact, he was defeated by somebody I'm seeing here. So, meaning there is no connection at times in this ranking with your electoral outcome. Thank you.
So before we invite the other excellencies present in the room to make at least a remark, we have one trophy for the best woman governor. So please, Excellency Gladys Wanga. Please, a round of applause. I know.
Opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. I just want to say one thing, Angela. A lot of times we judge people because we are sitting from where we see them, but we don't see them the way they see us and the way they see themselves. So I want to urge you, I know we are very close to elections, get an opportunity to also ask the governors and those of us who serve them what it feels like to work in a county. The reason I'm saying this is when Madam Gladwell Otieno came here, she talked about devolving corruption. But what I keep saying, and I am, as Judy said, I'm also COG alumni. You all know I was there with His Excellency Kajapin and His Excellency Timam in the past term. When you have 10 shillings, this is for the media, and you give Angela 8 shillings, then you give Rosalind 2 shillings. And these 2 shillings, Senate wants to find out where Rosalind took it. County assemblies want to find out where she took it. Media is following Rosalind where she took it. Nobody cares what Angela did with 8 shillings. We know there are parastatals in this county that have a budget, an annual budget of 10 billion, to run one function, one small function within a ministry. But with 4 billion shillings, His Excellency Imami here is supposed to run health, run agriculture, run water, pay and run a whole county. Food for thought.
So we
Infotrak team led by the CEO and everybody. Once again, good afternoon. Pongezi to Governor Irungu Kanata of Kiambu, of Murang'a for the great and outstanding job that we witnessed today. Mine is very few. It is just to appreciate Infotrak for the great work that they are doing, and just to mention that as you do this job, it is not really about competition as Irungu Kanata has indicated, but rather it is a structure that will motivate, open our eyes that there is much that we can do. As you look into our counties, provide for us the results every day in the various devolved sectors, it becomes one instrument and parameter that will always push us to continue working even harder to provide services for our people. Number three is that devolution works, and as we've seen here, that indeed, for and large, 12 or 13 years down the line, with the realization of county governments, much has been witnessed. And despite the challenges that comes along with it, I believe that as we move forward, even as a nation, as we continue to strengthen devolved structures, we will see even last mile provision of services closer to our people at home. Kericho County is proud today that though we are not number one, but we are among those very well improved counties. And looking into that structure, we commit as a county that there are things that we continue to learn and benchmark from other counties in the successes that they have achieved themselves. It is not about competition, but rather we can learn from the best and continue to work and improve so that our people can get the best. As a county, Kericho County is an agricultural county. It is actually our canon of modern time in Kenya. And one of the things we are doing is to push hard on matters agriculture. I'm happy that we have improved that end, and our commitment is to continue to even put more investment in agriculture so that the people, like even in the rural areas, will be able to get the return, to be able to have money in their pockets. Even as I conclude, as a county today, Kericho used to be known only for tea, but today I'm happy that in all the rankings, Kericho now is number one in terms of coffee production in the whole country. And this is a result of continued push, subsidy, and continued intentional support to the coffee farmers. As we do so, Kericho is working hard also to do value addition, full value addition to our coffee societies across the county. And at the same time, we are working hard to do also value addition even for our maize and even for the pineapples that we are growing in the county. We already procured machinery, relevant machineries, to be able to do value addition and create jobs for our youth. Last is a commitment that as a nation we need to improve on our youth more than ever. As a county, we intentionally, through our FTCs, revamped them, and we intentionally invested in what was referred to as the Equalizer Scholarship Program, where I intentionally picked 100 young men and women across the 30 wards of Kericho, each ward 100 of them, and provide for them free scholarship to skill them in plumbing, electrical engineering, welding, and all that. And once these students graduate, together with our partners, we've been able to support them. Those who did welding, we provide them with welding machines. They go home and open their own workshops. Those who did plumbing, we give them plumbing tools and all that. And out of all this, we've been able, as it is today, to empower close to 7,000 young men and women who otherwise would have been helpless in their villages, but are able now to stand on their own, create jobs for the rest, and push the economy of this nation to move forward. It is possible and it is doable to have devolution even stronger than ever as we move forward. My last appeal is that as a nation, much as we are doing all these things, we are going towards an election. And as a nation, it's my appeal that we all promote peaceful cohesion and existence within our communities. Much as we can have resources, we can have structures and strategies, but in the absence of peace, nothing much can happen. It is then my call that within political players, including myself, we ask God to tame our tongues, to tame our mouths and allow the Holy Spirit and the Spirit of peace to work in our hearts and in our minds, and so that we can plant the spirit of living together regardless of the different communities that we come from. Out of that, and in a peaceful environment, we'll be able to stabilize and move forward within our counties. Asanteni sana, and God bless all of you.
The governors, the deputy governors here, and all distinguished guests. This has been a very interesting morning and afternoon. What we have seen is that devolution works. I want to take a different path. I want to look at what should happen. We have done about 14 years. By next year it will be 15 years of devolution. And this report by Infotrak clearly states the situation of the devolved units, what has been achieved, and what are the shortcomings. I want to look at the next 15 years. What should happen as far as devolution is concerned? I believe the next 15 years should be characterized by better quality public services, by stronger county institutions, by greater fiscal accountability and sustainability, by increased use of technology in governance, by enhanced climate resilience, by deeper citizen participation, and by stronger partnerships between national government and county governments. Above all, we must preserve a spirit that inspired devolution, and that is empowering citizens, promoting equality, and ensuring that no part of Kenya is left behind. I also want to say a few things about Lamu County. Most of you may not be aware. Some of us do things quietly. Lamu County, in the last 2 years, we have won 2 world awards. We won in 2024 a World Bank Award known as the Averted Disaster Award. We sent a team to Japan to collect the award. And last month, in July, we won the UCLG Award. This is United Cities and Local Governments Award. It was the first local government in Africa to win that award. That's food for thought. Thank you very much.
The CEO, Infotrak, and all the staff, development partners, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I will also add very few because I know time is not on our side. I'm also happy for this event, this launch of the CountyTrak Performance Index 2026. I want also to join my colleagues in congratulating Infotrak for sustaining what they have done since 2015, sorry. It shows it is a credible organization because to be able to sustain that since 2015 means a lot. So I want to congratulate Infotrak for that. I'm also honored that West Pokot has been recognized among the top performing counties in this year's CountyTrak performance. We celebrate revolution. We celebrate revolution because from the indicators, majority of Kenyans still support and highly regard devolution. I saw West Pokot, for example, 83% support devolution. That means the 2010 constitution most important element was devolution. So I can say we celebrate the devolution, and we must confront the challenges that continue to undermine its full potential. I know we still have teething problems, and if all of us can be able to confront that, then that is the only way that we can develop this country. Counties such as West Pokot, which were closed historically, I want to say that those are some of the counties that devolution has done a great service. So as we see this performance index today, we are able to reflect the journey we have gone since 2013. And I'm happy because I was privileged to be one of the pioneer governors who can really track and see that the evolution has really worked. And I want to support what Rosemary said, that sometimes we concentrate on the bad things of revolution and the small amount of resources going to counties. But if we examine and analyze in our budget, even what goes to some ministries, the government, and even parastatals, as you say, we will be alarmed to see the amount of money. In West Pokot, we have only less than 7 billion. But if you come around, you see the impact of devolution because of that. So let us continue to fight for devolution, because people don't always support change, losing power and resources. So we still have a long way to go, so that we confront many challenges. And I will also urge the media to also highlight the many good things. Because West Pokot, we call it a county of hidden treasure. You will find things that are very good that devolution has done. But sometimes we say over issues that are not very relevant, issues of insecurity, which are very minimal. So I think as we celebrate these performances by counties and rankings and so forth, we should look devolution in the wider spectrum, so that we can be able to move as a county. So I don't want to say much, but once again, I appreciate Infotrak for the good work, and urge them to continue doing the good work they are doing. Asante sana.